Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bukola Kadri, like you know already. Welcome back to this channel. Thanks for always coming back. Thank you for always sharing. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, do all those things that will give us publicity. Thank you once again. So today I'm going to be talking about culture shocks in Germany. My God, there are some things that have shocked me to my bones. So let's get right into it. Ciao. So of course, the first thing, can you guess? The first thing that shocked me when I got into this country, into Germany, was what? Guess what? It was the weather. It was so cold. So at first I can remember vividly from the airport, it was still warm in the airport a little bit. I had my jacket on. I mean, I had heard stories of how cold it was going to be, blah blah blah. Getting out of the airport, come on, the cold hit me like on my cheeks, because and you know the way what's it called now, it's so cold after a very like heavy rain, and that's how it felt. It was so cold that I was almost like shaking. I think I started even shaking after getting home. It was so cold. It's so cold here. And so of course the weather was the number one thing that hit me. The thing hit me left, right, and center. It wasn't easy, but like, here we are. See me wearing just sweater. Before I used to wear cap. I wear I would wear gloves. I wear socks in the house. I'm even wearing socks now. I'm not lie. And my Crocs has like wool inside it as well. So yeah. So I remember my first time going out after I had gotten here. I think like 2 days after, the next day I told you people now, what was it? I was wearing a thermal wear. I'll do a video on what you should bring when you're coming to Germany. Thermal wear. I wore my jeans. I wore inners. I wore sweater, a pullover. Then I now put on my husband like this very long jacket that was going to cover me. I'll put a picture if I find that picture so that you see how cold it was and how I wasn't finding the cold funny at all. But hey, here we are. I think I'm getting used to the cold generally. I know how to layer up when I want to go out, depending on how many degrees it is. So yeah, I think I know how to deal with that now. And another thing is, you can't even say you want to like go out without wearing. You can't just say, oh, the way it is in Nigeria where you can just go to the Malam space on your street. No way. When you want to go to the supermarket here, which is just literally back of the house, or for some, you would have to wear your gloves, wear your winter jacket, wear your boots. You can't just go out without dressing up. I literally have to dress up to just go out. That's how cold it is. It's like it's serious, man. But hey, we're getting used to it. So okay. Another thing that was a bit of a culture shock. It should be normal, but as a Nigerian coming from Lagos, Nigeria, another thing that was kind of like a culture shock to me was or is the system and structure. Everything works here. You can literally find your way without having to talk to somebody. So it leads me to my third point, which is really the transportation system. I really love the transport system here in Germany. It's so seamless, and I heard that it's even like one of the best. The buses are clean, the trains are clean. The train gets there when you want it to be. I think my favorite so far is still the trains, because the buses can be overcrowded depending on what hour of the day, but even at that, it's not so overcrowded from like the start of the journey to the end. Some people get off at some certain bus stops, so you know. So I really enjoyed the transportation system. The bus or train gets there at the time you expect it to be. um so it's really interesting to just see how it works, how everything works without you having to like run after a bus. And oh, let me share this story. So everything, you know, I told you everything works, you know, everything is systemized and everything has structure. So the other day I was going to visit my friend and of course you can navigate, find your way around when you have Google Maps. It works the way I've used Google Maps in a few months of getting here. I've never used it in Lagos like that before. In fact, I didn't used to use Google Maps, probably because I know everywhere. I don't know everywhere, but I was born in Lagos, so I kind of figured I'll find my way. But here it's better. It even tells you the time you should expect a bus and all that. So anyways, I had checked the map, you know, and then I stalled a bit. I don't know what made me stall, just by a few minutes. Anyways, I got to the bus stop and I was about to, I waited for the, what's it called now, the traffic sign to tell me to go. And you know, I had to cross like 2 expressways, and on getting the second one, the bus had moved. I could not cry, so I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll just wait for the other bus, you know. And I used to hear gist though that you have to run after me. I used to chill that another one come, why will I be running after bus, that kind of thing, or why will I run to the bus stop rather. So I got to the bus stop and it was on a weekend, so I now checked, you know, the board for information, and then I now saw that I saw that the next bus that will come wouldn't come until 20 minutes time. I'm like, what? 20 gonna tell you what, 20 kini. And it was so cold, so I couldn't afford to do that. So I just looked for another option. It was the train. I didn't know it was a train on time. I was just getting used to the system. I didn't know it was a train on time. I had to, you know, so I wanted to cross to go to the next bus stop, not knowing that it's the train station. I was supposed to go underground. Anywho, I ran, basically. The other sound, not run. I ran, and as I was just descending the stairs, the train came just in time, and that was good for me. So that was my experience. Since then, I don't take buses, or you know, once I check what time it's coming. Some come 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on where you're going to, depending on when you're going out. But I couldn't now wait for 20 minutes because of bus. So I had to run. I didn't know when the next train was going to come as well, so I had to run. And it's just better to save time than having to wait. Also, there could be delays, you don't know. It's just better to just, everything is on time here, so just know how to plan yourself. Tips for you guys coming. So that's that about that. Yeah, how many have we said now? So I think another thing, the fourth culture shock I'd say is you have to recycle. Germany does lots of recycling, so you have to sort out your wastes. You have to sort it out yourself. You have to sort it into plastic, into like biodegradable foods that decompose basically. You have to sort it into paper, and I think just household objects. So for some places it's 2 or more, and I think it can be up to 4 or 6. So you have to sort out your garbage. So yeah, we do sort out garbage here. It's interesting because the system kind of like, it's mandatory now, so the system kind of like makes you do that. Okay, so you have to, and why not if not? So yeah, Germany is into like protecting nature big time, so there's lots of recycling and all that. So another culture shock is that you have to bring your nylons or your poly or your bags, not poly bags, or your bags. Now this is the thing, I heard this before I came to Germany. I had checked. So this day we went to a store, and of course we didn't hold bags. I didn't think I was going to need bags, and so we got there and they started asking if we were going to buy a bag. That's what I didn't understand it. My husband should have understood. Anyways, so we now had to pay maybe €2 for bag, and there are lots of bags at home. What? Since then, Even if I'm going out and I'm not going to the supermarket, but I'm likely to branch, I will fold my bags neatly in my bag, you know. And the bags are so good here. They're like, depending on what store you use, but and they have different sizes. But anywhere I'm going, I hold bag. In fact, people carry this trolley like thing that you can roll if you don't want to buy something much, that you can roll and then just take to the market and just, you know, gently pull it and you'll be fine. But yeah, so you do carry your own, you have to carry your own bags to the supermarket. So because you Germany is also big on, you know, waste and all that, protecting nature, you can return your plastics. When you buy stuff, you return the plastics and you get your money back. So you also, so there are things also in place that make you want to, you know, do the right thing, basically. Yeah, so you get your money back. You return. Certain plastic can cost like 50 cents or so, 50 cents or 20 cents, I don't know, 50 cents. So 2 plastic can cost €1, So is it cost now? But as long as you recycle, you return them back to the supermarket. You can do it yourself. You get, you know, like a ticket back. It prints out like a ticket or a receipt for how much you have. And you can have up to like €6 or €10, depending on how much plastic you return. And you can use it to buy something. So isn't that good? So anyways, yeah, in Lagos everybody throws everything anyhow. Okay, so I think the final thing, the final culture shock for me is that Germans stare a lot. They stare at people a lot. I mean, excuse me, we went somewhere. I'd gone there before on my own, and I met someone who was very helpful, who also could speak English. So I went there the next day with my husband, and I asked for that thing, and then she looked at me from top to bottom. So I'm like, ah. So when she excused herself, she went to go get what we wanted. I was not telling my husband that, why she's staring at me like that? Did she know me before? I was going to read my Lagos, you know, self. The thing about this stare is like you don't even know what to do with it. They stare to the point that you guys, your eyes lock. You know, they can stare like that. Your eyes would lock. But it's awkward. You don't know whether, oh, they're staring at you like in a bad way, or you don't know what to make of the stare. So they're just staring at you, and so it's a normal thing. Germans stare a lot. Maybe in UK or not, they don't stare, but in Germany, Germans stare. So expect to be stared at when you come to Germany. So Germans stare a lot. And let me just give you one more. Mineral Wasser. Mineral Wasser is mineral water. That's something everybody drinks here. I don't know what that is for. It can be gassy, so it's not unbearable. You can drink it. It's just like water that has gas. It tastes not so bad, not so bad. So these are all my culture shocks here in Germany. I'll update as I experience more culture shocks, and then I would share with you guys. So I do hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up, please like, please comment, please share. Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye.
Realize that you've been so good to me.